Hey everybody, the Nevada Independent, an organization that runs and covers a publication of the same name focused on Nevada politics and Las Vegas politics, and does a good job of it. Started by a guy named John Ralston, held a kind of a event called The Business of Sports in Nevada. And the subject of the Oakland A's move to Las Vegas did come up, and since former Oakland Raiders president Marc Badain was on the panel, well, the exchange was quite interesting. Take a look.
Jokes say the elephant in the room, but they have a mascot named Stomper, so that is the Oakland A's, and the A's prospective move here to Vegas. They are not doing these type of events right now until they get the vote from Major League Baseball or move forward some more. So they're doing small things here, but not much. They're talking about building a $1.5 billion, 33,000 seat stadium on the side of the Tropicana Hotel right now. You're looking at a 20,000 seat arena. We have a 65,000 seat arena. We have multiple arenas, like you said, 18,000 TNM, 18,000 at T-Mobile. Where does a 33,000 seat baseball stadium fit in? And you've had dealings with the A's. You guys shared a stadium in Oakland, the Oakland Coliseum. Where's this headed? I'm curious.
Why don't you start with those two? You come to me last.
You want me to? I'll be happy to.
That's Marc
Badain.
Badain.
Between the Raiders and the A's are pretty well documented. Frankly, I think Marc was diplomatic. This is a small industry, and you compete on the field, but you expect a level of honesty and professionalism that just didn't exist. And so those feelings are going to persist, and I don't know how long it will take before they're gone. So with that out of the way, I don't know the answer to that. What I know the answer to is I went to the Sphere last night, and I know what we put into building Allegiant Stadium. And you better build something special here. I know what we're doing for the arena. You can't just build some cookie-cutter facility. So you have to come up with something dynamic and something that's going to draw attention and is going to be worthy of this market. Once you do that, you then have to pay for it. And that's the biggest challenge. So is there a market for a baseball stadium? I would hope so. I would hope that the work has been done to study the market. I think it's a little more challenging. The economics of baseball are very different than the other three sports. The regional sports television comes into play here. This is not a huge market for that. And you're going to have to sell 2.5 million tickets. That's not easy. So the question is, what do they do in the other 270 dates?
Yeah.
And what are the other events that can play baseball stadiums? Baseball stadiums are not a great concert venue. They're just not set up geometrically for great concert venues. You'll have some, but you're not going to have what you see at arenas, and you're not going to see what you have at Allegiant. So what other events can you put there? I don't know, it's not my job. As my rabbi told me to say, I wish them well.
That's Marc's usual humor, deadpan.
Wish them well.
Nikki, Major League.
So, point is that, quite obviously, folks, there were a lot of bad feelings that came up between the organizations over the years. And it started with the return of the Raiders to Oakland from Los Angeles and the very real perception that the Coliseum was literally turned upside down for the Raiders, and it left the Oakland A's with a mere shadow of the former stadium it enjoyed, with the view out beyond the bleachers of the Oakland Hills and just a really nice baseball atmosphere. That was taken away when the east side of the Coliseum was built for the Raiders, along with its luxury suites. And so the A's took umbrage to that, and their behavior toward the Raiders has been lukewarm since then, and it got worse when the Raiders were clearly trying to leave, but it seemed that they were making demands that were very hard on the Athletics, although the Athletics would say that the Raiders were making demands that were hard on them. And Marc wanted to buy part of the A's and was frozen out from that. And there were representations made that by the Athletics that the Raiders felt were more than inappropriate. And all of that bad feeling, which I've given you just a brief brushstroke, has spilled over into Las Vegas, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Raiders had something to do with some of the financial backing behind the opposition to the Athletics' attempt to move. Now, was that going to be successful? No. But it's out there because the city of Oakland's constant allergy with respect to doing large-scale public-private partnerships in the sports and entertainment and conventions area is still the overarching problem, and it's going to be for quite some time. But it is notable that Badain would go there in a public place. He did. Unlike Casey Platt put out a tweet saying there was nothing to see there. There's plenty to see in this symposium. Plenty to see with respect to what Marc Badain had to say.